No Film School's coverage of NAB is brought to you by Blackmagic Design, amazing solutions for film, post-production, and television. My Road Reel, the world's largest short film competition, is back. Shutterstock, your source for stunning HD and 4K footage, plus high-quality music.
Hey guys, it's Andy with No Film School. I'm here at AbelCine with Jeff, who's a training manager. Now Jeff, most people are familiar with AbelCine, but for those of us who aren't, you want to give us a brief overview?
Sure. Well, AbelCine is a full-featured sales, service, rental, training facility located in Burbank, New York, and Chicago. But we started out as a service company, and lately we've been doing a lot more with the training effort. So that's actually sort of the theme of this year's show, was really focusing on our educational components, letting our sales team take our clients around the show, introduce them to the various manufacturers, sort of the guidebook, if you will, of like a roadmap even of the show. We've made a guidebook this year that has like the various sections, like cameras, optics, camera mobility, peripherals, accessories, etc. And it's like a little tour guide. You actually see like a map of the booth layout of the show.
So you guys kind of took it upon yourself to just provide more education about NAB at NAB.
Yeah, I mean, we also pride ourselves a little bit as a general rule. We're not just a reseller, like you said. We like to really hone in on getting the right solution to our clients. Whether it be buying stuff or not buying stuff, sometimes the answer is you don't need to buy something. What you have already exists, already works.
And I see you guys do have some products around here. What is it, Cameo?
Yeah, so the limited amount of gear that we did bring this year was sort of around our new Cameo line. The idea was that we manufacture a lot of stuff in-house, little glue pieces we call it, right? All these cameras these days are modular boxes. Sometimes you need little things to make the rigs work. There's a lot of options out there, but we sort of looked at what was the gaps in the industry. Where can we improve on the various rigs? So we're not reinventing the wheel in terms of like shoulder rigs or anything like that, but it's things like this monitor mount, which is still in prototype phase, but the idea was that without having to unscrew any kips or any levers, you can just tilt or rotate, and it just holds via friction. Because of course, if
that's great.
Yeah, it makes it really easy to operate. So this is something that we're looking at as prototype phase. We also have built in this idea of a pistol grip of sorts, right, for various cameras that support LANC. So whether it be a Sony camera or a Canon camera or any other camera that supports a LANC protocol, this will have trigger, assignable buttons, and also iris control via this wheel.
And these are prototypes.
Yeah, obviously this is still 3D printed.
Yeah.
Finish is sort of TBD. But it'll work with like the A7S, the FS5, the Canon lineup of cameras.
Has the Cameo line been alive for a while?
Yeah, for a little bit. I think we introduced it about 2 years ago with some of the charts, like this big 40-inch resolution chart you see here. But we're really making a concentrated effort this year. So with the optics adapters that we do, which means you can convert a Canon cinema lens, whether it be the servo or the standard zooms. We convert those from EF to PL, back and forth. It's user and field swappable. It's just 4 screws, and you change them out.
And flange distance and back focus and all that stuff is, I guess, address how that is taken care of with these new mounts.
Yeah, so that's all pre-configured. All the adapters are pre-locked from the factory. So no matter what you do, as long as you tighten it, you are in good shape. Don't need to re-back focus anything or reshim anything.
Well, that's cool. So you guys are really just trying to not so much specialize in any one department, but just sort of flesh out what sort of gaps in the industry you guys see and make them in-house.
Right, yeah, like little holes that we see, little things that we think would be helpful. Like this is one clever bit I like a lot. Again, nothing new, right? This is just a sort of a V-lock accessory mount. On the back of this is what we call the Chico clamp. Right, so it just attaches the 15 millimeter rods. But the V-mount portion here, right, this is the female portion on the back of this box. This can go on anything. Yeah. So we've made various accessories for monitor mounts, for wireless receivers and transceivers. In this case, we're putting a phantom control box on it. But this guy has a lock. Right, so once you click the female piece in, it'll lock, so you never accidentally de-click it. Right, so once I lock it, even if I push the button to release it, it never comes undone.
Oh, that's great.
Also, this piece here is normally push in, a plunger, but you can unscrew it, put it on this side, it becomes a pull.
Oh.
When you mount big accessories, sometimes the cameras, it's hard to get to the V-lock in the back of it.
Oh, that's a really clever, simple, just new way to mount. I mean, to mount anything to a 15 millimeter rod. Does this come in a 19 millimeter?
Yes,
rod?
That's coming as well. That will be available. Right now it's just 15 millimeter we're focusing on.
Oh, that's clever.
And again, even the cage for the new Phantom Veo that they sort of rolled out this year, or introduced, I should say, this year. Right, this is a new sort of the Flex 2K in a smaller Miro-sized body. But we are looking at making the top cages. So the top, bottom, and side cages are all the same, so they're swappable, but gives you battery mounts, accessory mounts, etc. Well, we're just looking forward to what's happening. We're going to look at new classes always, but we're getting pretty heavy into virtual reality or 360 shooting. So with the Nokia Ozo, for example, we're going to start involving new classes. We like to adapt and be flexible. Where we see there's a hole in the industry, we'll try to fill.
All right, cool. All right, thank you, Jeff. That was Jeff, who's a training manager at AbelCine.